Hey guys, this is Awesome Giants PS3 and this is episode 1 of season 1 of a brand new series I'm going to be doing on manager mode. Now you're probably thinking, oh, another manager mode that's going to be exactly the same as the Sunderland manager mode. That is where you are incorrect, because I'm going to be taking my very own virtual pro to the Champions League final. That is my objective, and I'm going to be starting off in the NPower Championship with the club Crystal Palace. However, that is not to say I am going to be taking Crystal Palace to the Champions League. That is not my objective. My objective is to take my own virtual pro to the Champions League by getting any sort of contract from a larger club that I can achieve. So for example, Arsenal, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man United, Man City, anything like that whatsoever. I'm just changing a couple of the settings here. I'm changing Ivy Lane to Selhurst Park, as is Crystal Palace's stadium. I do slightly support Crystal Palace, not as much as I support Arsenal, but I do have a small soft spot for them, so I thought I would start off with them, because I didn't want to start in the Premier League. I wanted to start off in a slightly lower league, so I thought the Championship would be the ideal place to start out. So this is my contract, being paid £4,000 per week. It's not really a lot at all, and the clause is to never regress to a reserve player status. So the general objective here is to start off at Crystal Palace, sort of increase my stats, and hopefully at the end of the season receive a contract to a larger club. If not, I'll stay, and hopefully we can get promoted to the Premier League. That is sort of another objective on top of getting Champions League, is to hopefully achieve as much as possible with the current club that I'm at. So for Crystal Palace, it's to achieve promotion to the Premier League, and then if I get into the Premier League, then it is to achieve, I don't know, a top half finish or something like that. But anyway, on to our first match against Espanyol, and I just want to clear this up now. I have no idea how I'm going to be commentating over this, so any sort of hints or suggestions or tips whatsoever will be greatly appreciated. So we start off here quite positively. I get my first actual chance, a header on target, but the keeper is relatively easy for the keeper. He can just catch it, and I'm just sat back here watching things unfold, as Espanyol are actually a really great club. They are a great passing team, and they go 1-0 up in the 7th minute to Javi Marquez. A really nice finish there on the turn. Goalkeeper Speroni couldn't do anything about it, and that's the problem with Virtual Pro, is you sort of just sat at the top of the pitch here. I am playing as striker, by the way, and my virtual pro is called Loken. I would explain why, but that'll be too complicated, so for now just call him Loken because it sounds pretty cool, and I would explain why he's called Loken, but you'd all laugh at me. So anyway, getting back to the match now, and it was relatively even half. I didn't really have much of the ball. They couldn't really get it up to me. Espanyol kept on passing it around, but I created an opportunity here for my teammate, but he blasted it wide, and at half time it was 1-0 to Espanyol. And as I keep saying, I couldn't get the ball at all. There were hardly any chances created, and Espanyol kept on threatening and threatening. They came pretty close there with a shot. Speroni didn't really have to do anything about it, but I have a good chance here, cutting inside, try for the shot, and again not on target, so it's quite unfortunate really. But in the 66th minute here, played forward, I see the opportunity, cut inside, see the top corner and finesse it into the top corner. I have a lot of accomplishments unlocked because this is a brand new virtual pro, haven't improved at all. He starts off level 71 I do believe, and I am unlocking a lot of accomplishments. And yet again I'm through on goal, played through 78th minute, and I'm taken out by the centre back there. That is the clearest penalty I've seen in my life. I was just taken out from behind. It looks as though he actually got the ball cleanly, but he didn't. And again we're on the attack. I steal it off the centre-back as he steals it off me. Lit off to my teammate, and he is taken out there. Not really the clearest of penalties, but it is given, and at last I have an opportunity to put us 2-1 up, and I cock it up. I couldn't believe that whatsoever. I tried to put as much power on as possible, just so the goalkeeper couldn't get anything on it, and I hit it at the top of the crossbar, and it blazes out, and of course, in the 90th minute, Verdú puts Espanyol 2-1 up. This is only a friendly, so it's not really that important, but it is quite frustrating, the fact that I had the penalty and I cocked it up, and then they went on to win 2-1. So at the end of the match is the rating. I got a 7.7. I was the man of the match, although I did miss the penalty, which I'm relatively annoyed about, but hopefully that isn't going to impact the starting choice too much. So our next match against Lazio, I am of course starting up front yet again, because apart from the other strikers, Sean Scannell, I think it's Sean anyway, not actually too sure on that one, but I do still start up front because I am one of the top players in the squad. And I came pretty close there with a shot on my left foot. I'm not really comfortable with my left foot. It is my wrong foot because I do use my right foot in real life, so I wanted to use that instead. And Lazio, as of course, are a strong team. They have players such as Hamzik and Miroslav Klose. No, sorry, not Hamzik. Sorry, what am I talking about? They have Haranes. My apologies for that one. And there is a replay of the shot. It looked a bit confusing from the angle in the first person. I just wanted to show you what happened. It took a deflection off the defender, and the goalkeeper had to scramble it away. Had another chance there, but it just went wide of the post, and it's very frustrating playing up front at teams such as Crystal Palace. It's not as though they're terrible, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it's very hard to create opportunities when they do not seem to pass it to you very often. And Lazio went 1-0 up there, as you saw, which is still very frustrating, but Lazio are a very good team, so I'm not surprised to go 1-0 down. But by starting the move there, I passed to my teammate, who he passed it on to. I'm not even going to try pronouncing his name. One day I'll know how to pronounce it, but until that point he put it in the back of the net, and that's how the match ended, 1-1 at full time. And I got a 5.7 rating for that match, not particularly high because I didn't have any opportunities at all. And what's quite frustrating about doing Virtual Pro, not frustrating, more of a thing which I'm not sure if you guys will like it, is the fact that I can't really give you guys that many highlights. I can give you a few highlights of what's actually happening, but then a lot of the time it's just like passing around. I have a chance and then I'm tackled, really. Because I'm such a low level, I can't really do that much. You see a load of highlights here. I'm actually doing quite a lot. And then from the corner that I won, I put it in with a beautifully curling cross, and Gardner heads it into the back of the net. Here's a replay of the cross in, a beautifully placed cross, if I do say so myself. And we do go 1-0 up against Trelleborg. I'm not too sure if I pronounced that one right. It's kind of like Aalborg, I think, but still not too sure. And from the shot that I had, the goalkeeper managed to kick it out, but only as far as the player, and he smashed it into the back of the net. Still, at this point in time, I'm not really sure who's actually playing, so I do apologise. I do support Crystal Palace, but I haven't been watching them a lot recently because, well, they've been a bit crap recently, so I don't know all of the players who are at the club. And so into the second half, we are starting off pretty well. We have quite a lot of opportunities, and in the 54th minute, I finally get a goal from open play. But no, I had one early, didn't I? I'm not really too sure on that one either. God, it's a pretty poor commentary, but in the end, I do put us 3-0 up against Trelleborg. They didn't even cause much of a threat, actually. They have a chance here, but it's never even troubling Speroni, and there weren't any other highlights. So at full time, it was Crystal Palace 3-0, and I got man of the match. I was starting up front in a 4-2-3-1 formation. They sort of like to change around the formation quite often. So here is a little squad report of my own stats. I've actually increased a lot of stats, and they've gone up from level 71 to 72. I'm on a great run of form, actually, and hopefully I can increase further. So anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I'm not really sure about the commentary, if I could improve it. If you have any hints or tips or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be really interested to see how I can improve this series, because I believe it's a really interesting, really unique series. I've not really seen very many people out there do it. I was thinking about doing another one for manager mode, but doing a Sunderland manager mode and then something on top is just a bit too much, and I think this is not an easier video to do, but because there's a lot less highlights, it takes a lot less time to convert the clips, a lot less time to edit them, and it's just a little bit easier overall, and it's something I can get out a little bit more often than not. But by all means, this is not going to hinder the Sunderland manager mode. I have a lot of spare time on my hands now. I've completed all of my exams, and I have a lot of spare time because I'm a sad person like that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. It will really help us out to kick off this series, and of course, if you have any hints or tips or suggestions or anything like that whatsoever, it will be greatly appreciative. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching.